Hey there, it's Raven Scry here today with another crypto reading. This one has been offered by Jose, so thank you, Jose. And he has selected 3 tokens which are HOPPY, Turbo, and FET, which has got the new name, Artificial Intelligence, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, the ticker is FET. So before we start, this is not financial advice. Always got to follow your own heart, your own intuition before making your investment choices. And also, just a quick shout out, Patreon has launched recently. There's a beautiful community of people gathering over there. And so you're very, very welcome to come and join us over there for more readings, for more crypto stuff. And yes, so I hope to see you there. Let's get into it. So the first token that I'm going to connect to is HOPPY. Okay, so asking Spirit now, anything that they can share or show around the project HOPPY. They talk about quick acceleration, speedy, fast. They're talking about a quick movement. And, it's interesting because HOPPY is a frog and it's hopping, but they're showing it to me like that. It's like whoop, jump, whoop. There's a sense of lightness here with this. Now, this could be due to the fact that it's a lower market cap, but often the lighter coins can move quicker in the way they're shown often. But it's like when it moves into a time in the market that is supportive of it, I do see it having some significant movements. What more can be given, Spirit, around this project HOPPY? They're just talking about this quick acceleration that's going to take place. And they're also referring to March as being significant in some way. Now, I get a sense of upliftment here with this one, like it is going to move up. And I also sense that there is some sort of clarity around this token as well. I don't feel like it's, some of these tokens have a real heavy energies around them at times. But yeah, this has got a light energy with it. Now, this could also be due to the fact that the overall collective energy is supporting it at this time. It could be that, or it also could be just because it has its own light energy. There's a light energy, but it's also an innocence in the way that it's being shown. And, I feel like there's joy, there's fun here. And yeah, exciting vibes. Now I ask Spirit, okay, moving further into 2024 and into 2025 with HOPPY, what's the trajectory like? I'm hearing up. And, I do see it kind of making some reasonable moves up. I don't see that it will stay up there. So when it has some significant moves, you're certainly wanting to take profit. But I feel like it's going to have a reasonable run within how it goes, within how it moves. And I feel as though this will be following the larger market to some degree. So yeah, once it moves up, taking some profits. Because it does seem to be moving back down the hill in the way that it's shown. It looks to be moving fairly reasonably, though. Anything more to share, Spirit, around HOPPY? Take profits. They're saying take profits. They're talking about the end of the year. They're talking about dips. They're talking about, it's interesting because it's sort of like they're mixing a whole heap of information in together, and I'm not kind of quite getting what they're saying here. But it's like they're referring to later in the year, and almost like there's some sort of opportunity here for getting some sort of cheaper prices. Now, this could be, I don't know if you've heard one of my recent readings, but they relate to a drop around November that's been shown, and perhaps it's connected in there. as referencing some deeper spaces to be able to pick it up for cheaper prices is the way that it's coming through. But overall, it's difficult to, work with the micro movements of these coins. But overall, the energy does feel quite open and uplifting, and exciting when it starts to move. It's like, oh, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be uplifting. But yes, very much take the profits when they're there, because it could go down just as quickly, just as easily. Okay, so I'm going to move along now to your second token request, and that is Turbo. And I'm hearing, we like this one, Turbo. So asking Spirit, what can be shared or shown around the project Turbo. They're also talking about acceleration here, quick acceleration. I want to say I feel as though it has more, it has more force or momentum behind the move that they show me. They show it sort of moving along and then moving up, and in a way, they show it against HOPPY. And they could be doing that for many reasons, but they show it next to HOPPY, and it's like when they're both moving up, Turbo has more force behind it. There's more drive in some way, and that could be for many reasons, but it just does look to be moving quite forcefully. Anything more to be shared, Spirit, around the project Turbo that you have? They're talking about dips first, though, and I feel as though this may be referring again to a dip that is coming up over the next, around the November kind of point of time. I'm not going to be overly specific with that, but they're relating to dips, to be able to buy it for cheaper. So it's going to be dipping down. Now, whether or not you just sit through that dip or you buy more, that's certainly up to you. But they're just relating to that first before the larger movement that's shown. So continuing on with Turbo, I feel like there's strength with this one. They show it moving faster, more forcefully than HOPPY. I'm just going to ask, as we move further into 2024, Spirit, and into 2025 with this project, Turbo, what can be shared or shown in regards to the trajectory? Yeah, they're talking about it just, its trajectory moving up as we go. So yeah, it feels solid. Both so far, HOPPY and Turbo, seem to be good projects as I'm moving along. I want to say, though, as I've said just earlier here, that I do feel there's a bit more strength with Turbo, but in some ways I feel like HOPPY has some sort of a lighter, more bouncy energy to it. So yeah, both so far are feeling quite good. Now I'm going to move along to your third token request, and that's Fetch AI, and that has been changed to Artificial Intelligence Super Alliance, which it's a big mouthful, isn't it? So as I connect to this one, I feel as though I have connected to this one in the past. It has a strength with it, and I did see movements with this one, and it sort of, as it had the merger, I saw it kind of moving down and struggling with price and whatnot, and then kind of picking up. Now I feel as though it has done that, and it is starting to pick up and move into the further movements of where it's heading. Now I feel like this one is going to be quite strong. When the market picks up, when everything starts to move, it's like it's going to pick up the hype. It's like known by a lot. We know that it's a big project. It's going to get spoken about a lot. It's going to have a lot of hype behind it and with it. And I want to say, when it comes to connection with AI, it feels like when AI moves, it's going to, almost feels like it could be one of the leaders here. And I see reference to a movement straight up. They're showing me a candle straight up. Now I ask Spirit, what more can be shared around Fetch AI? They're talking about it consuming much of the market share is the words that I'm hearing. Consuming much of the market share. It's like it's a big one of the big players. And I ask, okay, as we move further into 2024 and into 2025, Spirit, what's the trajectory like with this project? Up. They're saying up, and they're saying focus up. Fast progression. So it almost, it staggers around, and it does its, movements along the chart, but there comes to this point that it's like, what, it's certainly moving up quite quickly. So you'd want to catch it before it does that, because it feels quite strong. Anything more, Spirit, around the trajectory of a fetch? I know it's called artificial, super intelligent, blah, 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 but I'll just call it fetch for the sake of this reading. They're talking about new highs. They're talking about a sequence of events will transpire, which will elevate it. Help me to understand that, Spirit. Elevate it. They sort of show reference to downward trajectory here, but it's like something sporadic is taking place, because they show me this level of up and then a big drop is how they're showing it. So it almost feels like, I'm pushed further into 2025 here, and I'm seeing, pretty big movements up is the way it feels. And then I'm seeing, boom, a big drop that comes out of nowhere. Now, I don't know whether this is the larger market that is also dropping. I feel as though perhaps it is. But they just show this project moving up with a lot of strength. And it feels like it's really, taking a lot of the energy here. So it feels like a big one. It feels like a powerful big one in the way that it's shown. So it will be interesting to see how it plays out, but I certainly see it moving well. Next year, I'm moving toward with more strength. I feel as though there's things going on in this year, but it's, there is some periods of up and down as the market moves along, and then they kind of take me into 2025. And it feels like it's an open space, and it's a big open space that feels like it has more strength in the way that they're showing this for this token. So yeah, I feel as though it's a powerful one, a big one. All three tokens feel like they have unique energy and also do feel very positive. They feel very different in their energies in the way that they'll be moving. And FET is a larger project. It's going to take up more space. But in saying that, Turbo and HOPPY, they both have lighter energy. They'll be able to do quick movements. They might be quite erratic, certainly taking profits. They're not as stable in the way that it's coming through as well. But yeah, all three seem to have unique, interesting energies. And Spirit gives me a fairly positive feeling around all three of them. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed those readings. Please feel free to come and join us over in Patreon, and I'll see you again really soon. Raven Scry signing off.